let's take a look at variables. Variables are a way of organizing our code and labeling it in ways that are helpful. So you can think of a variable as a label for a piece of memory where we're storing some code, and it could be some kind of a data type or some kind of an object. So you can store numbers, strings, arrays, any other type of data in Ruby inside a variable. So let's take a look at this. So I can create a variable by writing something like this and then storing, say, a string inside of it. And now we can see this variable just by outputting it in the console like this. And there you go. It's output whatever was stored inside of this variable that we labeled name1. So what's happening here is this string is getting stored inside the computer's memory, and that memory store, if you will, is labeled name1. And we can reuse this throughout our code, even if it's many lines down the page. So it's just a great way of organizing our code, and we're going to use this quite a bit in basic and advanced programming. So we can also create another variable like this. And notice the format is you just have one equal sign, and that's how you assign something to a variable. Okay, and so if we output that second one, we'll see. There you go. So we output name1, which we stored the string John in there, and then name2. So we could also reassign with variables. We could do this. We could say name2, let's assign it to whatever was in name1. And now if we output name2 and save it, what do you think will happen? You'll see name2 got reassigned, and from now on, any lines below here, the code, if we output name2, it's going to be assigned to whatever name1 was originally. So that's reassignment. We can actually reassign our variables. So you can also store numbers inside of a variable. So something, we could call it like number or whatever name you want to give the variable. And we could store an actual number in there. And then if we output that, we'll see that it gets output properly. So that's a little bit about variables, and I want to step back and just discuss the strings one more time. So let's say we have a variable again, and we do something like this. We can do this thing called string interpolation. So I can actually drop a variable inside of a string and have Ruby execute that into whatever this variable is. And the way we do that is, let's just output a string. And then to do the interpolation, what you have to do is this special command in Ruby. You do the £, and then the curly braces. And then inside of that, you can put any kind of Ruby variables that you've written and assigned somewhere else in your code back into this little piece of code here, this little structure. And then if I hit save, and we need to have the exact name there, you'll see that it'll get output properly. And there we go. That's called string interpolation. So we'll see that quite a bit, and that's useful when you've got a string and you need to drop something dynamically inside of it. And we'll see many use cases of that down the line.